Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. Willow is about to meet Reese. I am very excited because Reese is one of my favorite characters, and I think Willow should be excited too, because she's really gonna like him. You once again find yourself in front of Reese's house. A cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels much later, the sun already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. We're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? There's no such thing as early when you're hanging out with friends. That's just extra time you get to spend together. Okay, but what if she yells at us? Why are they kind of cut off at the edge of the screen? I feel like that's not usually the case. Are they giving us more room so that there can be 4 characters on screen? Maybe. It's too late. The door swings open. Hey. Reese! Oh my god, dude, it's been ages. You must be Willow, right? I've heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless about making sure I got all the Willow updates. Are they here already? I knew you'd show up early, Stella, and don't say it was to help me cook. But I make an excellent sous chef. Let's just get this over with. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile, uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls over here, you'd be half convinced you'd wandered into a real estate showing. So, how can I lend a hand? By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the rolls, which shouldn't be long. Then we can have a quick dinner and you can leave my house and go about your business. But I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. Is that a new Dr. Kelly sprite, or am I always just looking at Reese during this scene? He always kind of looks like he's blushing, especially when he's using this sprite. He's so pale. We still have time now, right? You aren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. I don't mind a little mess. Yeah, I doubt it could be any worse than the way I keep my room. Yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Cool. We'll just be downstairs. You won't even know we're here. You make your way towards the basement stairs. Willow is glad to be away from Dr. Kelly for a moment. She doesn't have any real concrete reasons to dislike her yet, but because she hasn't really seen the way she treats her son yet, she will at dinner, but I don't know, she doesn't like Dr. Kelly's general vibe and the way she is kind of harsh and cruel with people. So she's glad to be away from it. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering at their creator. He's got animal skulls everywhere. I thought that was like a controller for a video game console for a second, but no, I think that is a skull and that is a DVD player or a VCR. I feel like there might be more detail in this room now, but I might just be imagining that. It was already a pretty detailed scene. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately, haven't been cleaning much. Right away. were like, "Do you need us to sneak you out of here? This place feels like a prison." Unfortunately, the prison we're dealing with here is my body, not my room. Are you sure there's nothing we can do? Your company is plenty. It's so nice to have living people down here for a change. You know we'd visit more if your mom let us. Did she tell you she turned us away yesterday? She said we couldn't even talk to you. It's a little controlling. You came by yesterday? She didn't tell me, but I was probably asleep. That's all. She didn't want to wake me up. I don't think that's her being controlling or anything. Oh, sweet baby is in so much denial. Not to cast any doubt on that, but she did say I couldn't bring you any food. She knows that's how I show my friends how much I appreciate them, and she knows I can work around all kinds of allergies and intolerances. Not gonna lie, it felt weird. I don't know, my body is pretty particular when it comes to food. She just prefers to have full control over what I eat, so... And you don't see a problem with that? Oh, okay, maybe that does sound controlling. But it's for a good reason. If I eat the wrong thing, it could really mess me up, so she has to regulate my food. Okay, so... The only reason that dialogue option was way up towards the top was because it was trait locked, because it required street smart. Usually I don't think that would be like the first thing we would say to Reese, but like something to remember about Willow is that she's always a little bit hypervigilant of possible dangers posed by the people around her. So of course that would be first on her mind, but now she really wants to know about this guy because she knows that Kanika really misses him and they used to be good friends, and she trusts Kanika's judgment. Comment on the art first. Your art. Slap these bad boys on a mug, you can make a buck or two. No. It's exquisite. Thank you, Willow. I don't really make my art for other people, so it's always a nice surprise when it resonates with someone, especially considering how personal these pieces are to me. Having other people look at them sometimes feels like I'm having them look over a raw wound. You know, I still got that painting I stole back from you in high school. I even took it to college with me. You make good stuff, dude. Oh no, you should get rid of that old thing. It's ancient. Knowing there are people out there who might see something I made in high school is horrifying. No way, it's rad, and people compliment it all the time. You could gain a real following if you ever posted these online, you know. See, she keeps a memento of him around, Kanika does. I like that. Most of the kind of shippy content between these two does not come from the game proper. It mostly comes from, like, AU art that, granted, Abby Howard drew herself. All of the AU posters, there's the coffee shop poster, the beach poster, and the state fair poster, they all have them exchanging cute little looks between each other. And then she also drew some stuff on Twitter, like Kanika painting Reese's nails, and, you know, kind of an exchange of both of them having the other pressed up against the wall in a flirty way. There's just so much of it, and she obviously ships it a little bit, at least. So, I mean, obviously not a little bit if she's drawing all this art, but, you know, she sold it on me, and then she and Tony are like, we're not actually going to put it in the game. And it's like, the devs are teases. This is a great ship. I love the childhood sweethearts angle, but whatever. Willow's gonna get them back together eventually. And with her as well. Nah, I think I'm okay sticking to sparsely populated late-night live streams. That's all the social media I can handle. I don't know how you do it, Stella, having to exist in front of all these people all the time. Knowing some version of you lives in their heads, knowing they expect something out of you that you might not be able to give them. Okay, but if the only time you ever put your art on display is a live stream during ghoul hours, when am I going to be able to see what you've been working on? Tell you what, when I die, I'll leave you my paintings. Then you can see them all. And maybe they'll be worth millions since I'll be dead. I'd be able to rest easy knowing someone had retroactively given my life value. So dark. So you three go way back, huh? Almost to the womb. The school here is a tiny K-12. Not exactly a one-room schoolhouse, but not far from it. We're lucky we all got along as much as we did. Some kids weren't able to make any friends their own age. They just happened to be born around the same time as some real jerks, and we're stuck with them through their whole school career. Poor kids. Not that we were free from dealing with jerks. Like a certain Scarlet I could name. Okay, she was a little rough around the edges, but she was pretty friendly when you got past that. Maybe to you. The way she used to look at me, you'd think I rolled in something foul every morning before school. And this is just reinforcing Willow's dislike of Tabitha. Like, she was nasty to this poor sick kid, you know? Same here. Though to be fair, the feeling was more mutual between us. She deserved it, though. Curiosity. Willow can be blunt when need be. What are you sick with? Sorry, Reese. Willow is pretty direct. We don't have to talk about your illness. It's okay. I've come to terms with the way the rest of my life is going to be. Ha! You're so macabre, Reese. You make it sound like you've been sentenced to death. You haven't, right? Not exactly. No one really knows what's wrong with me, but it's been getting worse. I can barely keep most food down. My skin always itches like there are worms crawling underneath it. I could live for a long time or a short time, no one's sure. But I'm definitely not going to get better. Whatever time I have left is going to be miserable. So I've done my mourning. My best years are behind me. My future is unknowable, but one day I'll wind up in a pine box just like everyone else, and I'm okay with that. Damn, Reese, I may be a goth, but that's some real nihilistic shit. We'll make sure to come by more often from here on out. Friendship heals all wounds, right? Aw, Stella's so naive. Love it. Thanks, guys. But you really shouldn't worry about me. I have my art. I'm doing fine, really. Say nothing. Shirley, let's not push anything. We're not gonna be macabre. We're not gonna push. Surely there's something they can do for you, or what's your diagnosis? That's quite a movie collection you've got. Got any recs? Let me think. Because we're probably gonna see the movie with him this time. With Diana, we were explicitly romancing him, so we did the painting. I almost wanted to say the mini game, but the painting scene, we did that with him, but that's romance specific, I believe. Let me think. Oh, have you heard of Shino-Chi Deathblood? I saw that for the first time recently and it blew me away. Excellent example of both Japanese horror and found footage done right. We could even put it on after dinner if you guys are interested. I don't think Willow is really that into movies in general. I think she's more of a reader, but I don't know. I think she'd be more into horror movies than I would be. She's not exactly like me in that sense. I'm not a big movie person, personally. They're like just the wrong length for me, you know? They're too short to break up into smaller chunks, but they're too long to keep my attention for the entire length of them. So it's just the worst of both worlds, you know? Damn, I would usually be down for that, but we've got to head over to Oscar's after this. He promised we'd ghostbust his place. He's apparently been dealing with a bad haunting. And I feel like we should really be there for him tonight, considering everything that's happened. He and Rosalina both need our support right now. We're not going to say I don't like horror movies. Or that we should ditch. Remain silent. Do you want to come ghost hunting? No, I don't think I don't know if Willow is bold enough to invite him somewhere. I've realized I kind of made a mistake in terms of Willow's characterizations last time, because she said, apropos of nothing, why don't we invite Avery to come ghost hunting? And I mostly did that because in my last playthrough on the channel, Avery did not come ghost hunting with us. And I think that A, I want Willow to have a good relationship with them, and B, Avery being at the ghost hunt reveals some interesting lore, or the seeds of some interesting lore that I think Willow would really want to know about, since she's more interested in, like, Wayne as a character. Not romantically, because there are some people who really like Wayne, but she's interested in the mystery of him. But it doesn't really make sense that Willow would just say, hey, why don't we invite Avery? She had one really good interaction with them on day 2, but they don't even know. I'm getting pronouns confused. She doesn't even know that Stella and Avery are friends because she didn't go to the diner and meet them there. So, and knowing Willow and her social anxiety, I don't think that she would be like, hey, why don't we, like, I don't think she would want to invite someone who hadn't been mentioned in the first place, but also I don't know if she would invite this person who, for all she knows, is a stranger to both Stella and Kanika. So I kind of retconned it in my brain to be like, okay, so that exchange doesn't happen in the library. It maybe happens on the way to Reese's house. Someone else mentions Avery, and that gives Willow the idea, hey, we're talking about Avery. Obviously you guys are friends with them. Why don't we invite them to the ghost hunt? So that's what really happened. I'm sorry, that was a really long tangent for something that's a little irrelevant right now, but it was on my mind. I need to get it over with. Has Stella told you about everything that's happened the past couple of days? I do want to invite Reese ghost hunting, knowing that he will not come, but I don't think Willow feels comfortable enough to ask that yet. Maybe after this dialogue branch. Every detail. I wish I could see some of it myself, but, you know. He gestures in futility towards the walls of the basement. Are you sure you can't just sneak out one of these nights? The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick. You know that. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to. There's nothing to apologize for, and I appreciate the effort. Really, I do. There's just nothing you can really rescue me from. That die's already been cast. But we were talking about the past couple of days, weren't we? Do you have any thoughts on the ditchlings we've been seeing? Yeah, they've been coming up to my window at night. Wait, really? Is that why you texted me that they looked like something out of your nightmares? Yeah, I thought I was hallucinating. I hadn't put it together that we might have been seeing the same thing until just now. I've been sketching them, actually. Tell me what you think. I love Reese's doughy little sketches of the ditchlings. He pulls out a sketchbook from one of the piles in his room. Okay, that's exactly what I saw on my way home last night. What does it mean that they've been lurking around here, though? I don't know, but I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way, if you ask me. Agree to disagree with you there. Those things are going to be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. What do you think of my cousin? Ask about Wayne first, and ask about Tabitha last. What do you think's going on with Wayne? Who? You know, that guy who's been following Willow around, being all ominous? Oh yeah, that slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he has going on. Here's hoping he doesn't live up to the look, for all our sakes. He does, especially in your case. What do you think of my cousin? She was always so distant and mean. I probably would have thought she had it out for me personally if she wasn't like that toward everyone, or if I thought she even knew my name. But people change. Maybe she's nicer now. She's still terrible. You guys just never took the chance to get to know her. She's actually really funny and sweet. I'll pass, thanks. Let's not ask if he thinks the town is doomed. Leave it at that. Want to come ghost hunting with us tonight? Oh wow, do you think you'd be down for that? We'd love to have you. That would be so amazing, but I haven't had the best luck leaving the house lately. Even just walking in town is enough to put me in bed for a week. It sucks. But make sure you bring your camera, Stella. I want to see everything that happens. Ugh, I kind of want to ask this, but I think it counts as flirting, and I don't think Kanika likes it when you flirt with Reese in front of her, either for jealousy reasons or jealousy reasons, one way or the other, or she thinks that it's inappropriate to flirt with this guy. I don't know. She doesn't like her friend being flirted with, or because she likes him and is jealous of you, or she likes you and is jealous of him. For whatever reason. So I'm gonna hold off on saying this. But the throuple is real, believe me. Alright, remain silent. Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dinner's on the table. Guess that's it for catching up. I need some tea. That was a lot of talking. Make sure you all wash your hands with soap. I don't want anyone sharing their germs. Sure thing, Doc. Lie. I already washed them. I don't care. Wash them again. That's kind of like... I teach Sunday school, and every time we have snack, I go take them to wash their hands in the bathroom, and one of them is always like, but I just washed my hands. I always have to be like, well, everyone else is doing that. Go wash them again. You make your way towards the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of the hallway. It feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a different, older house. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it, something dark and cold. Something that reminds you of the dusty tunnels you narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum just beyond your hearing fills the air, and you feel strange. You are compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. No option otherwise, open the door. Before you know it, the doorknob is turning in your hand, your heart full of both deep dread and a compulsive need to know what might be on the other side. What do you think you're doing? Well, just cleaning this doorknob. We'll razz her a little bit. Dr. Kelly narrows her eyes with suspicion. Worry less about cleaning my doorknobs and more about cleaning your hands. Come on, everyone's waiting on you. You won't let her interrupt you. You need to know what's behind the door. Oh, no you don't. Come on, wash your hands and sit down. She grabs you by the shoulder, yanking you away. You do as she says, cleaning up under her watchful eyes and allowing yourself to be ushered back to the table and away from the door. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. She sits opposite you at the far head of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. Given her protectiveness toward Reese, you find it odd that he's seated between the two of you, rather than the other way around. It's almost as though she's guarded, not only towards you and Stella and Kanika, but towards her son as well. Pills. She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? No, it's from a jar. I worked too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Well, you have excellent taste in brands, and if you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, you know I... No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. You didn't tell me they came by yesterday. You were asleep. I didn't want them to wake you up. But you could have told me. So now Willow is seeing the tension between these two, and she's not liking what she sees on Dr. Kelly's part. Why? They were coming over today anyway. I would just rather know these things. Noted. Noted, but she won't do anything about it. Her son will remain in the dark. How confrontational do we want to be? Do we want to accuse her of poisoning him right away? Maybe small talk. Do you think Reese might feel better if he got to see people more often? Or let's go real aggressive right away. We do not like this woman. Why are you so hell-bent on keeping your son from seeing his friends? I'm his doctor and his mother. I know what he needs better than anyone, and I don't appreciate some stranger who met him less than half an hour ago trying to tell me how to take care of him. You know, Doc, I feel fine. I mean, as fine as usual, so not perfect or anything. But I don't think seeing my friends has had the kind of effect you thought it would. It's been really nice, actually. Hear that? Reese can hang out with friends again. If you're still feeling okay after dinner, maybe you can even come ghost hunting with... Ow, geez, Kanika, what was that for? Don't push it, Stella. Just say that next time instead of kicking me. Your boots are heavy. Stella really is so clueless. You know, I obviously think that Dr. Kelly is too strict, but, you know, you gotta respect boundaries up to a certain point, and constantly asking, like, to do things that are, as far as Stella knows, out of Reese's ability to do, like, and it's just constant from her. Like, every time she speaks, it's like, well, Reese can come ghost hunting with us, Reese can leave the house with us, Reese can eat my deviled eggs, like... Maybe she's just overly talkative because she's afraid of Dr. Kelly or something, but she just cannot read the room, this girl. Sorry, Dr. Kelly, we're totally respectful of Reese's boundaries, even though they might seem a little arbitrary and strict. They're not arbitrary. These rules are in place for a good reason. Tell me how great you feel in an hour when the exhaustion catches up to you, Reese. You'll be knocked out all evening and regretting every minute of this, let me assure you. As if I would regret being able to see other people for the first time in months. I don't care what happens, it was worth it. You can feel the tension at the table start to rise. Alright, we're not going to talk about race anymore. This is what I always do when we go to the scene. It's on a timer. There are only so many dialogue options you can choose before Dr. Kelly decides dinner is over. And I always, like, run through all the Reese options before anything else. Maybe... Do we try and make some small talk? When we've already gone in real aggressive, maybe small talk won't go over well, but maybe she is a doctor. Maybe we should ask her about the danger. You're a doctor. Where were you last night when Rosalina got hurt? Interesting question. I'm a doctor, not an EMT. But when she's back in town, I expect we'll be seeing a lot of each other. She won't be the first amputee I've treated, so at least I have some experience. The poor kid. It's gonna be a tough adjustment. I just hope I can be helpful to her. Poor Rosalina. I think she'll be just fine. Oscar said she seemed in high spirits. Yeah, I think shock and anesthesia will do that to you. Pain meds will do that, exactly. Aside from Reese's mom staring down at the table, nobody is making eye contact with anyone else. Have there been any strange illnesses spreading around town? What? No. Are you sure you haven't met with any minors who had unusual symptoms? Anyone who seemed sort of trippy or strangely ominous when they talked? Sorry to pry, just doing my due diligence. Absolutely not. I've barely seen so much as a runny nose, which is a good thing. If you're so concerned about the mind, why don't you just have Willow ask Tabitha? I have no interest in violating HIPAA for your weird little investigation into nothing. Let's just ask her point blank. Do you know Sam Wayne? Sam Wayne? Dr. Kelly takes a moment to think. No, doesn't ring a bell. Someone you know? Someone who's been following Willow around. Super mysterious guy. We have reason to believe he might have caught some kind of weird illness at the mine. It definitely looks like he could use medical help, so please let us know if he shows up or anything. If there's someone harassing you, you should get the police involved. This isn't any of my business. What were Stella and Kanika like as kids? I would be curious to ask this, but I mean, Willow would be curious about someone who knew Kanika as a child telling her about what she was like, but I think the conversation has gotten too heated at this point. We can ask about Tabitha. We're kind of curious. Dr. Kelly sucks, Tabitha kind of sucks. Let's see if we can reinforce some of our preconceived notions about both of these women. How well do you know Tabitha? Not very. I know her a lot better if your family didn't seem to be so afraid of doctors. I can count on one hand the number of times she's been in my office. No wonder everyone but that old Edward Dean died so young. Hopefully your mother was better about taking you to doctor's visits. I wouldn't be surprised if there was something genetic at play, and it's much better to catch those things early. Okay. That kind of cooled the tone more than I expected, so maybe we should ask about Stella and Kanika now. What were Stella and Kanika like as kids? Noisy and messy, like all kids. And they always had those little projects, videos or crafts or animal rescues, whatever it was that had captured their imaginations that week. Okay, she's got a wistful look on her face now. So, like I said, noisy and messy. Didn't we bring a dead squirrel into your house once? Oh god, not the squirrel. I remember that squirrel. Didn't you think the doc could Frankenstein it back to life or something? I was like 12. I was very susceptible to what I saw in media and very sad about that squirrel. That's one of those things that keeps me up at night. I still feel guilty about bringing that thing into your house, Dr. Kelly. I'm just glad you didn't make it a habit. We're getting more dialogue options than I thought. I think it makes sense why she didn't want Willow poking around the clinic. Let's talk about Reese now. Reese is a talented artist. You must be very proud of him. He has a lot of skill, honed through practice and dedication. I can't say I understand a lot of his pieces, but of course I'm proud. Thanks, Doc. Oh god, what should we end with? Has anyone come in suffering from hallucinations? They're giving me so much time to talk to her. I wasn't expecting this. I thought we would be cut off after like 5 things. I'm not at liberty to discuss private medical information. Are you sure? Not even a little bit? It could help our investigation into the strange goings-on. It's not like you have to name names. Investigation? Into what? The mine collapse? I think this is best left to professional Stella, not someone who runs around in the woods with a camcorder. Judging by the police response so far, Dr. Kelly, I don't think it is. We saw some stuff down in the mines last night that I struggle to explain. Maybe if we knew if there were any miners suffering from hallucinations, we could just rule it out as a gas leak, but you were in an abandoned mine. The chances you were huffing something dangerous and hallucinatory are through the roof. Oh, poor Kanika. Leave it at that and treat it as the tragic accident it was, not like some kind of mystery to unravel. What else? Because this has been nagging at Willow's mind. Why didn't you want me poking around the clinic? You seemed awfully guarded about me checking out that door. Because it's closed? Doctors don't usually just let people wander around their clinics. Of course, Dr. Kelly, we would never. I'm sure Willow is just joking. Right, Willow? You know, I can't say I ever felt drawn to the place before, but the secrecy is starting to make it feel awfully compelling. Stella, don't you think of getting any ideas from Willow. No one is playing hide and seek in my private offices. Not today, not ever. Willow, she doesn't need any more bad influences. Yeah, but what if it's haunted? This place was built out of an old Civil War hospital, right? It was a TB clinic, too. Double haunted. I can't believe I never went ghost hunting here. Are you sure you don't want us to check it out? We'll have a whole bunch of extra experience after tonight. It's not haunted, now drop it. Aside from Reese's mom staring down the table, nobody is making eye contact with anyone else. Oh boy, let's go in for the kill. You know, I think I saw a video online about a family like yours. Turns out the mom was poisoning her kid for 18 years. The dinner table goes quiet. Oh yeah, I think I saw that one too. Wild stuff. Is that so? The silence returns. Seconds feel drawn out like minutes. The tension at the dinner table reaches a breaking point. I guess I was choosing enough non-confrontational options that it gave me a lot of time. But, I don't know. Willow's hesitance to get into the big topics saves the day, I guess. I mean, she can be blunt when she needs to be, but she's gonna hesitate first. Alright, that's enough. Dr. Kelly is interrupted by Reese before she can finish her thought. So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Willow is still in town? We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix... Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Damn it, I knew it. I knew this would be too much. Everyone, get out of my house, please. Just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. But we can't just leave him like this. Now is when he needs friends the most. No, now when he needs me the most. I am his doctor and his mother. I know you care about him. I know that, and he knows it too. But all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave. Please. He seemed fine before dinner. Don't think I don't know something is up here. I don't care what you think. I just want you out so I can take care of my son. The three of you are rushed to the door. We'll be back, Reese. I hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. Do you really think Reese's mom is poisoning him? If she is, I swear to God. She wouldn't. That's just so horrible. Who could do something like that to their own kid and for so long? No, there's no way. Y'all are barking up the wrong tree. It seems far-fetched and it's definitely rare, but I don't think we can rule it out. Something weird happened when I went to wash my hands. It was like I was forced to try and break into the clinic. Forced how? It was like something was making me go there. I wonder, was it like that carving in the pit last night? Before you had that seizure, it was kind of like you were hypnotized. I didn't really have a good angle from the top of that ladder, but I guess I'll take your word on it. Hypnotism seems like a step up from what we've been dealing with, though. I mean, I don't know. A lot happened last night, but the whole thing was very trance-like. I guess it was kind of similar. What if there's another carving in there? That'd be so weird. If there is, I wonder if it'd give you another vision. Maybe these things have something to do with the ditchlings. You're not suggesting we go poking around in there, are you? Of course I am. Maybe tomorrow. I am not breaking into Dr. Kelly's clinic based on a bad vibe Willow got. We're not gonna show any sympathy to Dr. Kelly with our street smart. Dr. Kelly is hiding something. You're right, this is fishy. I feel like maybe my fear of that woman is more justified than I thought. She's just overprotective. I'm sure that's all that's going on. And she has every right to be. I mean, the poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. I can't imagine what that's like for both of them to go through. Look, I'm just saying, maybe there's more to their dynamic than just him being sick, but it's not like there's much we can do about it right now. We could probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's just get going. The sun is setting and we wouldn't want to miss a second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkening street. Alright. Should I end the episode here or go on a little bit longer? I think I'll end it here. I'm worried about the next episode going on a little long because this sequence was quite long in episode in my first playthrough on the channel. And I don't know, I feel like there might be even more to it because we have Avery with us and we have Alexis with us. So we're gonna get at least one extra scene and then stuff with Wayne too. But I don't know. There's nothing wrong with an episode that goes on a little bit longer, I don't think. So this will just be the Dinner at the Kellys episode. And next time, we will do some ghost hunting. Until then, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more Scarlet Hollow.